everybody. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy schedules to come out and hear our little talk on how to boost your immune system. These are just some simple things you can do at home that just enhances your immune system, especially this time of year. You know, a lot of people are fighting different ailments and afflictions, and these are things you can put into your arsenal to help you deal with those things, you know, in a more natural way. So Dr. Nico and I put together a PowerPoint here just to kind of explain these things in a little more detail, and just to give you some good information to implement these into your normal everyday life.
And we decided to do this one now because this is quote unquote the flu season. That always coincides with right after the holidays where you know, plenty of stress, eating all kinds of bad food, you're not sleeping like you're supposed to, cold weather, and then here comes the flu season. So we're gonna give you some, like the Fed said, some pointers to kind of get you through this season and boost your immune system this time of year and all year round too. So just a basic rundown of the immune system. The immune system, as we all know, is the body's defense against anything foreign inside, you know, bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungus, anything like that. The immune system has different types of cells, immune cells, and those cells are patrolling the body at all times. And the theme we went with today is a good defense. We want a good defense, and with the Super Bowl being yesterday, you can think of it as those defensive players just patrolling all over the field. We want to stop that ball at all costs when it comes by. And that's what the immune system cells are. It never takes any breaks, never takes any time off. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
And you know, it's an interesting fact I learned a long time ago. You know, we're talking about microbes here, but you know, at any given moment, there's 20 pounds of microbes around us at any given moment. So, but yet we don't walk around continually sick because that immune system's fighting it off. And if it's up to speed, it's going to deal with those things, and we don't even realize it. It's just taking care of it. It's just like our security of for our military. You know, they're out there patrolling, they're doing things we don't even know it's out there, but they're protecting us all the time. So it's just very much along the same lines. You know, it's always there, and the only time that these invaders can take advantage is if the system gets weak and allows them to kind of set up shop. So but when it's working good, it's dealing with so many things, and again, we don't even realize it.
So some misconceptions for the immune system. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide. I'll do this one. So fever. Fever is a misconception that whenever you get a fever, yeah, you feel awful. People always will take stuff to bring that fever down. Yeah, your fever can get too high and it can become dangerously high, maybe 104, 105, something like that. But the fever is there for a specific reason. The fever is not only going to increase the speed that your body works at, increase the speed of the chemical reactions that the cells in your body, the defender cells, take to eat up those bacteria, those foreign substances. It also, those bacteria are made to exist in a certain set of circumstances. So it raises the temperature there. They're not comfortable anymore, and so they're no longer can reproduce. They can no longer do what they need to do. They're not functioning like they should, and so those are the two ways a fever is going to actually help you. So when you have a fever, you want to recognize what it is. It's an expression of health. Your body is healthy. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It knows what it's doing. It's raising its temperature for a reason, and we don't want to do anything that's going to disrupt that natural response. Like I said, there's always exceptions to that where it's getting a little too high, or you know, in babies you always want to take caution. But in a healthy individual, a fever is a perfectly natural response to an outside attacker.
In fact, unless there's a real neurological problem, your body's it's not going to raise that temperature high enough to harm itself. It needs to bring that temperature up. For every degree the body temperature goes above what we call normal, 98.6, your immune system responds twice as fast for every degree. And it's going to raise it up to a certain point. And with fevers, you know, there's a certain uncomfortable feeling about that, you know, that it's going to raise up, you know, it's going to cause damage. If you're healthy, it's not going to raise it enough. But you always, you know, whatever is within your your limits and how comfortable you are. You should actually read the person, not so much the thermometer. I've seen children especially will run a higher temperature. I know my kids, when they were growing up and they got sick, they would raise a higher temperature. And a lot of times they were just, you know, they can tell they were kind of off their game a little bit, but they were fine. They weren't, you know, laying around, just, you know, not moving or anything. They were playing, but it wasn't quite the enthusiasm. So just read the person, not so much the thermometer, because their body is raising it up and it's mounting the troops. And then when we lower it prematurely, it's just like trying to go in and fight the battle with half the men, you know. And so things that maybe are a 24-hour bug, that turns them into a 96-hour bug, you know, because your body's saying, hey, I'm ready to go, and then we lower it again. It's like turning on the air conditioning for them. They're like, hey, the bugs are thinking, hey, this is great, and I can hang around a little bit longer, you know. So you just have to let your body knows what it needs to do. But a lot of times we're looking at, you know, it's not normal. It's a symptom. And actually, it is, just like Dr. Nico said, it's an expression of health. It's no different than if you ate something that was bad for you and your body wanted to get it out. You're not sick, you're actually well. You're getting it out. And that's what your body wants to do. When we inhibit that because we're thinking of symptoms, oh, it doesn't feel good. If I feel good, I'm healthy. Well, you're keeping all that stuff in you and add more on top of it. So you're working against what your body wants to do. So it just kind of just let it roll, and usually, you know, you'll get over those ailments a whole lot quicker then too.
So coughing and sneezing, another misconception that people, you know, will want to stop their body from doing. A cough expels enough air from your lungs to fill a 2-liter bottle, travels at speeds of 50 miles per hour and expels over 3,000 droplets they've seen. Sneezes speeds of 200 miles per hour and 40,000 droplets. Those are huge numbers. What do you think your body's doing sending air out of it at that speed? What do you think the purpose of a sneeze is, or the purpose of a cough is?
Open the airways, get the stuff out of your system.
Get it out and get it as far away as possible. You know, it's not coming out at 200 miles an hour for you to put your hand over your mouth and keep it in there. You know, yes, find something to sneeze into. Sneeze into a tissue. Don't, you know, sneeze into your hand. Don't stop yourself from coughing and sneezing. These things are designed to do what they're supposed to do, and it's another, like we said, expression of health. This is the last misconception I put in here. Diarrhea, just another expression of health, something that happens when you're sick, when there's foreign bodies in your body, and it's a reaction that your body has to try to get these things out. There's 2 proteins they find in the digestive tract. In the presence of those bacteria or viruses or fungus, anything in there, foreign substance, those 2 proteins will increase the water content within the digestive tract. That makes everything looser, gets everything out of the body, and it really is important to not interrupt that process, but support it. You want to stay nice and hydrated when that's happening. You want to supplement your body with some extra electrolytes, potassium, sodium, things like that. Things you lose when the water content is increased in your digestive tract. So.
Well, here's some of the main things that the immune system is weakened by. Stress. You know, unless you live in a bubble, everybody's got stress. You know, if we live in a very high speed, get it done yesterday type of environment now. With all this technology, it's increased our stress. You know, everybody's got to have it now. Got to have it now. You know, and stresses can come from family situations. They can come from maybe your employment situation. You know, just life in general is stressful. So that can certainly weaken the immune system. You hear a lot of people, I've been under so much stress, and the next thing you know, they're coming down with something. They weaken their system, and these opportunists have gone in and set up shop. Poor nutrition. Again, as Dr. Nico said, holidays, we're eating all this great food, and it's not always the most nutritious stuff, but boy, it is good. But, it does take its toll on us. We're eating this stuff, and then when your body's trying to do work, it doesn't have good building blocks to build the antibodies and being able to go after if invaders do get in. Lack of proper rest. There's many people have a lot of sleeping issues where they just don't sleep a full night's sleep. It's not a restful sleep. Many times because they're tuned into their electronic devices or they're watching TV and everything, that creates a non-restful sleep. Just go, where just constantly we just feel like as soon as our feet hit the floor, we gotta be going 100 miles an hour till we go to bed. And, you know, and that wears the system down too. Dehydration, most people don't drink enough water. You should drink half of your body weight in ounces per day, be properly hydrated. And that's just good, pure water. You know, you drink other types of liquids that may actually cause you to lose water. You drink caffeinated substances, drinks. You're going to lose more water. If you drink alcohol, you're going to lose water. So you have to compensate for those two. But you really need to keep that hydration up because the immune system uses the blood and the lymphatic system, and the more hydration's in there, the more it's able to circulate better. And again, every function in your body requires water. When it doesn't have the proper water, then it starts pulling water from different tissues so it can do those functions. And that creates, again, issues with a lot of chronic health conditions. So water it's important. Make sure you try to get that amount every day, and you'll feel a whole lot better for it. And of course, vertebral subluxation, misalignments that cause nerve pressure. That's what we deal with here in chiropractic. You know, the nervous system controls all the systems, the immune system, the circulatory system, the digestive system, all under control of the nervous system. So we want to make sure that you're getting that communication out to that system so it can do its job properly. And because all these other things are helpful, but if your body's not functioning good, you're not going to get the benefit of what they have to offer. So make sure you get their spines checked, not waiting for backaches and neck aches to bring you in, but just getting it checked before that happens. Because studies have shown it takes about 50% of that nerve to be compressed before you get pain. So if it's at 49%, you're not feeling any pain, but yet some area of your body can just a little better than half of what it needs to do its job. So if your immune system's only working about half speed, you're letting yourself wide open to succumbing to some of these different things that our environment has. So get those spines checked, not waiting for pain.
So some ways to enhance our immune system. We'll just slide through a couple of these. Chiropractic adjustments, we'll start there. That's what we do here. Again, the nervous system coordinates everything in the body. We want to make sure that it's properly functioning. So for the immune system to function properly, it must have proper nerve supply. And for you to have proper nerve supply, you've got to have no subluxations in your spine. Every single time there's a subluxation, there's nerve supply that's decreased in your body, and you're not living as well as you possibly can. So getting everything back in place, we hear it all the time, we probably did in school a lot, but structure determines function for something. So if the structure of your body isn't as good as it could be, the function of your body isn't as good as it could be. We want to improve that structure. We want to get things back into place so then we in turn improve that function.
Again, just talking about the the water and hydration. You need that to keep everything flowing. It's all about flow. Anything that is not flowing properly gets stagnated. So you need to have that immune system. That's why, like I said, it's to get rid of the waste, because your body's killing off those bacteria or whatever the invader is, and there's a waste product. So your body eliminates that. And again, maybe through diarrhea or sweating, different things, your body's just trying to get it out. It wants it out. And when we inhibit that, then it's just something else it has to fight through in conjunction with taking on these invaders too. And of course, that's the standard is half your body weight in ounces every day.
And that's going to come into play too a lot with congestion, that the viscosity of the mucus that's in your sinus cavities, things like that, that changes with hydration. So the more dehydrated that you are, the harder time that's going to have to come out. It's going to be very, very thick. It's going to be very, very sticky. You start drinking water, that's going to start to be more runny, and it's going to start to come out a little bit easier. So that's another place where hydration is going to play a good part. All right, another way you can bump up your immune system, proper diet and nutrition. We talked about the things that cause the immune system to go bad was improper eating, improper diet. So proper diet and nutrition, we're going to eat healthier foods. That way our bodies have the materials that they need to make the cells that we're talking about. We want to avoid foods that have a high sugar content, processed flour. We also want to eat foods high in vitamin C, lemons, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, colored bell peppers, tomatoes. You could probably go to Google and pull up a list of plenty of things that you should eat to promote a well-functioning immune system. So that's something good to focus on. And another thing to put in here is not always eating, but you could also supplement that. You know, people will put vitamins, take vitamin C, we'll take vitamin D, we'll take vitamin E, we'll take zinc, we'll take things like elderberry, things like that, that you can buy either over the counter or make at home by yourself. That all supplements good nutrition, and it's giving your body those building blocks that it needs to make all that stuff to keep you healthy. So.
Okay, exercise. You know, we got to keep moving. You know, the body's not like a machine. You know, a machine, the more you use it, it wears out. Your body, it works better when you use it. So we have to get up and at least move around. Now, you don't have to say we have to get ready for the Olympics or anything, but at least get up and move around, get that blood circulating. You know, simple as taking a walk, maybe some light stretching, just different activities, just to get everything moving and circulating. And again, our lymphatic system, which is part of the immune system, it requires motion to get rid of it. That way you can get out the old tired fighters and get the new fighters in. So it's always good just to get up and just keep moving around and just keep everything, it's all about motion and flow. That's really what life's about. Everything that flows, anything that stops, stagnates. So you got to keep everything moving, and again, your body functions better when it has activity.
De-stressing, like Dr. Thad was talking about, the world we live in now is a constant go, 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 go. All that information at your fingertips, constantly being bombarded with alerts and emergencies and things like that. So taking a break from that can really help your both nervous system and immune system. From your electronics, from your TV, find an outlet, get out of the house, go out into nature, go out and take a walk somewhere, get to a gym, you know, get out of your routine, get out and do something that you wouldn't necessarily do, but you want to focus on doing stuff that gets rid of that stress, de-stressing stuff. The stress can deplete the immune system and leave you more susceptible to sickness, disease, also more susceptible to vertebral subluxation, which is going to, in the long run, be detrimental to your health. So.
Okay, again, talking about sleep. You know, rest is important. This is when our bodies heal. You know, it's funny, you know, people go to the gym, they think, oh, I'm building muscle at the gym. Well, they don't build muscle at the gym. They break down the muscle at the gym. They build the muscle when they sleep and they rest. That's where the rejuvenation occurs. That's why it's so important to have that rest. We just can't, you look at people that just go, go, go all the time. They're just, you know, they just wear themselves down. You know, you get that proper rest in there, your body heals, revitalizes itself. You know, trying to get 6 to 8 hours of solid sleep. You know, and there are things that can interrupt that, but if you can get yourself in an environment that's conducive to that, you're going to feel a big difference. And try to be consistent with it too. And you know, you ever notice on Mondays, it's just, oh my goodness, because you just had a great weekend, but you know what? Through the week, you're pretty consistent with when you go to bed and when you get up. But then on the weekend, boom, it's out the window, man. You're up till 5 in the morning and you're sleeping, you know. And it's like, then you wonder why you get up on Monday. It's like, oh man, it's Monday. You know, you feel bad. So if you can just kind of keep that within line of what you normally do, you'll notice that you feel a whole lot better. Your body just loves consistency. It loves routine. You know, eating at the same time, and sleeping at the same time, if possible. You know, you just try to, you know, and if you can't, you just try to make it as regular as you possibly can. Another thing I like to do, and sometimes, you know, I've been fortunate to be able to do this, is take 20 minutes out of your day, whether it be on your lunch hour. It's a time you can take 20 minutes, and I've been fortunate enough where I can do a power nap. I can drop off like that, and I tell you what, I don't even have to set a clock. I can look at the clock, I'll wake up, and it's 20 minutes almost exactly every time. Now, I've been doing this for years, but you just feel so refreshed. It just gives your body a chance just to power down it's not running on adrenaline. Because a lot of times when we're running full tilt all the time, you're just running on adrenaline. And at the end of the day, you just feel like you're just like on fumes at that point. If you give your chance of body for that to come down, you're much more productive into those later times of the day at work. Just gives your body just a chance to just take a breather. Even if you're just resting quietly, you don't have to necessarily take a nap. If you just rest quietly, you'll notice a big difference. It allows your body just a chance just to kind of regroup again. So that's just something, how I did it when I was in college. I had so much time between classes, so I would set my watch for 20 minutes. And again, that's almost 40 years ago. And over time, my body is just trained now where I can just drop off. And man, I tell you what, more often it's 20 minutes, like right on the dot. And I'm back up and I'm ready to rock again. So it's a good habit to get into. It's not, some people say, oh, that's kind of lazy if you take a nap. Man, you're just doing something healthy for your body. It's unhealthy just to push it to the limit every day without giving it a break. So, hey, give your body a little bit of break. It'll serve you a whole lot better. I came across this the other day, and it's.
It's good watching the news.
Exactly.
But the study has shown that 1 minute of anger just weakens the immune system for 4 to 5 hours. It takes a lot out of you. When your anger just stresses the body. But you get 1 minute of good laughter, and it boosts that system for a whole day, a solid day, 24 hours. So every day, try to find something that can really makes you laugh, whether it be a video, a picture, just something that really just triggers it for you. And get a good, watch a program, one of your favorite sitcoms or something. Just something that you can get a real good laugh out of, and you're going to feel a whole lot better about it too. It kind of just lets things kind of melt away and get a good belly laugh about something. So just try to make it a goal every day, just to get something, just to kind of get that system built up, and try to be not so quick to anger. It's tough in this day and age. Trust me.
So much for the news.
Yeah, I tell you what, if we can eliminate watching the news, I think that would de-stress us a lot too. They don't cover anything good. They get a little blurb. Good news gets a little blurb at the end. Lester Holt on NBC Nightly has a little thing. The other, 58, or 28 minutes has just been nothing but negativity and this doing that. So if you can get away from the news, I think we're all better off. It's sensationalized anyways. They make it more than it is because people tune into that stuff. That's what the advertisers want. So if you don't really need to watch it, hey, go over to TV land and watch a good old sitcom. Go watch a good Andy Griffith or something like
get your
that.
1 minute of laughter.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions for us? That's going to bring our presentation to an end, but we're available for questions if anyone has any. If not, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we're going to continue to do these first Monday. So, each month it's going to change. It's going to be new information. We just want to, the doctors here are a wealth of knowledge, and we just want to push that out to everyone.
Does the hydration process that you talked about, does that help with snoring at all?
I've never.
Talking about how your sinuses dry out if you don't drink enough water and that.
Right.
And thicken things up and.
Well, if that's a factor, a lot of times it's more of an airway obstruction with a snoring issue. But hydration. A lot of people have a lot of chronic problems because of dehydration. As we get older, our sense of thirst diminishes. So you look at people, especially like people in like a nursing home situation. Oh, they're just sipping water, just enough to wet their whistle. And with all the medications a lot of these people are taking, those are the ones that really need to be pounded in the water because just keep it flowing. And but they're just kind of wetting their whistle, just enough to just that. And so a lot of these chronic health problems they're experiencing is because of the fact that they just haven't drank enough water all their life. They just enough to get by and not setting out. And then if you're going to drink, half your body weight in ounces, I'd suggest you use one container. And just fill it up with that amount and keep it there. And every time you drink water, you use that because you'll keep track of it. Because if you try to think, well, I think I had a glass of water here, you won't keep proper track of it. Or another thing to do is, if you're in your house, is place glasses of water in different rooms. Every time you go by, you have a drink, and then you just, you get your hydration. So there's different ways you can do that to keep a better track of it. But, you know, if you, that one container seems to really work where people say, okay, well, I got a little bit more here, it's getting late, I better step it up a bit. So it's really, it's important though, just for your overall health.
How about probiotics?
Yeah,
Are they good or bad?
they're good.
Are they?
They're good, yeah. So basically what a probiotic is there's a bunch of bacteria that live in your gut. They're constantly being wiped out by things in our diet, and so that's just gonna put those good bacteria back in there. About 75% of your immune system lives in your gut, and so by making sure your gut is healthy and working like it should, you're gonna, yeah, very well regulated.
Not necessarily extended over your belt like.
Well, size doesn't really matter. I'm talking more about quality over quantity. Yes.
Also, one thing to keep in mind too, if you take any type of a broad spectrum antibiotic, you know, those bacteria, you know, everyone think bacteria is bad. No, there's good bacteria too. Obviously, you know, with the stuff that's in our gut, but you know, when you take those antibiotics, they just wipe it all out.
Yeah.
So if you haven't taken a broad spectrum antibiotic, you need to replenish them, because they went in there and they just wiped the whole thing out.
Absolutely.
And so it's important to replenish that and not think that it's, because you hear bacteria, it's bad. No, there's good stuff too.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't always need to be a capsule probiotic too. Any type of fermented food is going to have probiotic in it as well. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt, anything like that. You can add those into your diet and get the same benefit.
Can the yogurt be iced?
As long as it's yogurt.
I mean, you can get like frozen Greek yogurt and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, yogurt. I mean, yogurt is stuff with the bacteria in it. You know, it's that milk with the bacteria in it. And it's the good bacteria. So, yeah. Lydia?
So, I know that everybody is supposed to eat at a certain time, or they try to, like consistency. But say for breakfast, I'm not hungry, and I'm not hungry maybe till noon. Do I still have to eat, or should I?
That would be different for every single person. What I would do in that situation is some self-experimentation. See how you feel. You know, eat one day and see how you feel. Don't eat one day and see how you feel. There's plenty of days I don't eat breakfast and I function fine, you know.
well, when you understand what the term breakfast means, breaking the fast, you know, you've slept all night, you haven't eaten anything. And really you should, what I've read is you should try at least eating something, just to break the fast. Maybe even just a small piece of fruit, just to get that body out of the, because studies have shown that if you don't eat anything for the first hour and a half, you're up, your body goes into a starvation mode then, okay? So that it goes, okay, I'm gonna hold on to fat, because as far as I know, I just been deprived food for a certain amount of hours here. At this point, hey, we're going into survival mode. So if you break that fast, then your body goes into utilizing things in a proper manner, not into a survival manner. So it's always good to do something. You know, it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to go get the Grand Slam at Denny's or anything. Just get something, piece of fruit, you know, just a couple strawberries, something, just to get that whole process, get out of that fasting state.
But I can tell my husband I don't want all the toast that he makes me, and it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something's agreeable to you, and, you know, it's just,
And I feel bad because, you know, he's going into that trouble, but.
right.
I'm just not
Well, just
hungry.
politely ask him not to, and say, I'm gonna try this for a while. I think.
Now, would that be for just eating food or being able to just drinking something?
Well, see, anything is caloric. Anything that has a caloric value to it, your body gets it senses it as food. You know, it could be a drink, it's something, just something that's, you know, more than water. You know, just something that's just going to your body. Okay, we got some food. Okay, we're good. We aren't starving to death. So that's basically how you, you know, just get that process going again.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Any
All
questions?
right. Well, you guys have a great night. We'll see you.
Yes, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.